Hello guys, welcome to my channel Techmon.in. If you saw my last video, you already know that I'm experimenting with Midjourney with different prompts and I'm sharing some tips and tricks with you all. So if you have not watched my previous video, I'll definitely recommend that you watch it. Otherwise, this is not going to stop you from enjoying this video. So I'll get started. So this tricks I'm going to share in this video are mainly inspired by trains. So you know the sound which trains make, right? Hopefully your ears didn't bleed. So basically the prompt or tip or trick I'm going to share it with you, it is inspired by the sound which train makes. So before that I just ran simple prompts just to see when we are not using the trick I'll be sharing it with you what usually Midjourney generates when we pass train or some related words with train. For example, when we just pass train, we get simple trains, realistic. Some of them are realistic, other are more little 3D game style. When we pass fancy train, so Midjourney is changing some of the things, like as you can see the lights here, the chimney style, the train style itself. These things have changed, and here as you can see the front of the train itself is little curved, entirely different, and it looks like a door here, right? So it is totally different. So when we try fancy, we definitely word with train, we definitely get some unique, distinct, different kind of visuals. I also wanted to experiment what happens when we pass train and cat. So here as you can see it is putting both train and cat either in front of the train, or here as you can see the cat is on the train itself. Also I wanted to generate some monster train. So as you can see monster train, when I pass monster train, these are the outputs I'm getting here. So same with cat, I just wanted to try word cat before, and we can see like here definitely this is a cat, but it looks like the cat, the front is made up of cat, and here as you can see the just the head of the cat, and here just normal cats and all. And this is interesting actually. As you can see these cats are standing on two legs, and they are kind of bowing down to the train, and as this like some king cat or something is passing through, right? So this is definitely interesting. I'm going to upscale it later. So now this is for some of the results when we use the keyword train. Okay, so the keyword or trick I'm going to share it with you is, as I mentioned, it is related to the sound which train makes, which is choo, right? So I'm going to run it and let's see what it does. So I've previously tried this. It actually returns train itself. You must be wondering why it does. To be honest, I don't have a clear answer, but like I told you in my last video, it is most likely Midjourney is using clip for text embeddings, and clip itself uses BPE, byte pair encoding scheme, and I think that might be causing it. And let me also run fast mode so we can get the results faster. I was running relax mode. So already as you can see, when I pass run prompt 2, the train started returning, the Midjourney started returning trains, and as you can see there are like smoke coming out of the train. So when we pass just the keyword train, uh, here as you can see there is no smoke coming up, so it is like train is not running, but it signifies like train is running and releasing the smoke. And as you can see this is still normal train, but this style is entirely different. At least I have not seen one either in games or real life, and same with these, right? So with keyword chew also we can see that we are getting train as output. So maybe in some the data set they are using, some people might have put the sound which train makes, and that's how Midjourney bot or Midjourney algorithm or deep learning algorithm which is running under the hood was able to learn this mapping between train and uh, this output, right? So definitely it is more interesting because this single keyword you can get train with smoke coming out. We are going to just, like in last video we tried to increase the intensity. By intensity I'm going to do, I just ran with more O's just to see what comes up, but apart from that I am going to run through multiple times and see if anything else happens. So earlier we experimented with letter O, and we found that when we run a repeat letter O multiple times, then a different kind of results appear. So that is something I'm trying to mimic here. Do we get something different or not? So this is exciting, right? Now as you can see the results with chu double o only we get train, and I'm going to re-roll just to ensure that every time it returns train, and it is not just due to sampling or by chance. But here as you can see the results start to differ when I added more O's here. Like we discussed last time, parrot contains O, so definitely parrot coming up makes sense. Women contains O, it makes sense that it is appearing. And but I don't know why the skull is appearing. Demon, maybe because of that it looks like a demon a bit with these horns, so maybe O and demon is causing it. But also there is an interesting thing here, right? The if you look at the top of the parrot here, it looks like it is made up of steel, and then there are two headlights, and also somehow it also considered some of the train like mechanical features. And here as you can see there are goggles, like bird is really going on very high speed and needs goggle to prevent its eyes, so definitely something is happening. So as you can see when we when I ran multiple times through here, again train is appearing, nothing major change. This time it looks like it is passing through middle of the jungle, but apart from them nothing. And again here when I just pass through, as you can see we definitely are getting two trains. This looks little futuristic, and this is comparatively normal train. And here we are also observing a girl standing in front of train, and this is just like the parrot we observed above, right? So in parrot hat, this hat kind of device which is made up, it looks like coming from mechanical parts, steel body or something, like something related to train features. And here also we can see the girl, right? She's having like some like eye lens or something, and here as you can see the hat is completely made up of like train wheel or something, right? So we all saw that just running through also returns a different result. It not always return train, but women faces are also appearing, or kid or child faces are also appearing. But let's see when we run this again what happens. And also I'm going to repeat this multiple times and see if there is any change. So before that, one more thing that came to my mind just now, like it also makes sense, right? Train goes on high speed, parrot, so parrot is flowing on high speed, so somehow it decided to give it some goggles to prevent his eye. So again, these are beautiful. This is just women face, but nothing train like features until maybe something on earrings. But this demon again does not have anything related to train, but again it is appearing, right? So these are definitely interesting and beautiful results. Definitely, as you can see here, this is entirely different and unique, right? And she looks so pretty. So apart from that, when I just ran through again, and as you can see, mostly train is appearing. So we now can say in majority cases when we are running just through, we are going to get trains with smoke coming out of it, uh, showing that it is in running state. While when we add number of O's to it, we get different results. Like here we are getting vulture or eagle, right, with glasses. Women with glasses, we already discussed why we might be getting glasses more, because glasses are round, and with more O's, extended O, round O, in word round O appears, and in the data set there might be cases when the image description contained round glasses, round eyes or something. That's how it is appearing. So I'll definitely recommend that you watch previous video to understand some of my interpretations of the result. But otherwise, as you can see, when we increase number of O's, this is entirely different. It definitely looks mechanical. Some as you can see, the wiring is going out. I also, you can see like webcam lens, but definitely robot, again O appears in robot, so that's how it might be appearing. And same here, as you can see, it is not entirely train, but it is somewhere in between, like mini car or something, a robot and train or some vehicle, right? So these are interesting results. Again, when we repeat it multiple times, as you can see, right here we were running one time, here we ran it multiple times. So as you can see, this is completely a monster train, right? Unique attributes, like front is completely like a monster face, and then wheels are also small, and it is such short, but we can clearly like see it is trained, right? Its engine. And here we are now seeing a boy as well standing in front of train, and here as you can see, this is entirely different and nothing mechanical, but this boy's eye is little bigger, maybe because of so many O's added. It triggered like round big eyes, something like that, and that's how it is appearing. I don't, and even in boy, right, O appears. So maybe these results are due to additional O's we added. And here as you can see, again pot, but as you can see, the face looks a bit like zombie, and these eyes are definitely robot like, and this face, to me it looks like a little zombie kind of face, and then robotic body, right? So O related to, and look at these are not legs or shoulders, these are actually looks like tire with small legs in front, right? So definitely this pic is inspired by robot, where O appears, and as you can see, O is somehow highlighted here as well, differently colored, right? I don't know why it did, but it happened. And you can see a robot, zombie, train, it is inspired by such words, right? And interestingly, when we are adding extra O's, it is trying to print it on the screen. I don't know why it might be doing it, but yeah, definitely it is doing that. With that, we know, we try to generate monster train above, right? So let's try to generate monster train using this versus, oh sorry, my bad, monster train using keyword train. So let's see and compare the results, because if you are going to use this keyword, this trick in your art, there should be some difference, right? If you're getting same results using train, why to even go ahead and use this keyword? So definitely I believe we'll be getting something different. So we are going to wait for a while it generates. Maybe there is a load on the server, a lot of people are trying out their arts, maybe that's the reason there is a delay. So as you can see, it is still generating, but whatever has started appearing on the screen, these look slightly similar actually, but I think they are going to deviate at the later stages. Here as you can see, okay, the train, small train, vehicle, like teeth of monster, eyes, and here it looks like piranha or something, fish inspired, and here you can see dragon or some dinosaurs inspired train, and here it is like totally some toy or something, right? So definitely we are getting some results here, good results. When we used monster train, as you can see, it is putting entire dinosaur, Godzilla something on the train, and here also it is putting entire face. This one, fourth one, third one here, it is kind of has similar theme like what it generated here, but still it is still different results than what we are getting above. I'm just going to re-roll both of them just to ensure like they are giving different results. But I can only run it couple of times because we have limited time here as well. But I'll maybe when you try these prompts in your arts, I'll definitely would like to see them, what amazing arts you come up with. So you can share it with me on my Twitter or Instagram channel. Just use hashtag place to express us so that I can filter and see those amazing arts you come up with. So initially, like as you can see, initially uh, results seems to be similar, right? When we run via both, but at the later stages they start to deviate. So maybe I don't know what is happening. The way stable diffusion works, if they are using stable diffusion only, Midjourney is using stable diffusion, then we know that it runs multiple steps, right? So it tries to keep on removing the noise. So at initial stage it looks like for both the keyword the base idea is same, like train structure, but at the later stages when it is refining the concept or art or train, for example, it starts to deviate. For example, with Chu, as we can see again, it is like more monstery, and we are getting just engine here and little robotic, like slightly entirely different cartoony eyes and all. That's the result we are getting. And here it tries to move towards little more realistic kind of images. This one is still uh, like looking kind of the above, similar to above, but still the as you can see, the even the ambience here, like everything is different, right? The color scheme, it is more realistic here. It also, the back, if you look, it seems to be more realistic, but it just added the monstrous face in front. This is entirely different, but here also, like you can see, the train is running in the back and it just added monster. While in this one, mostly it is transforming everything, like yellow color, it is following the theme, the engine shortened here also, like feather coming up, it is not showing the trains behind or anything. So I think these, if you are generating some monster kind of trains, maybe you can try more these keyword like Chu. Maybe it will give you better results. Okay, one more quick try. Let's say cat. Let's see what it runs. We already saw above what cat returns along with a train, so I'm not let me re-roll it again just in case, but otherwise you saw, right, what happens when we try cat and train together. So both are returning entirely, at least I expect the way things are looking like it will. So ideally cat should combine cat and train together, while cat train is just going to place cat somewhere before, after, or on the train or something like that. And in the initial version, as you can see here, okay, again in the initial concepts, uh, it is putting at least in two images, it just put the cat in front of the train, while in this one it embedded it completely and even changed the engine style, right? Engine, it's small, it is like paws coming out of like cat hands are coming out, and the engine is different. This one is still, it is like placed cat in front of the train, but body got inside the train, sorry. So why meanwhile, as you can see, when we ran cat train, it is like putting a lot of cats here and there around the train itself. Here it tried to infuse a cat, but as you can see the difference clearly, right? Here it is more kind of, even the engine is like little curvy here, as you can see the wheels or front of it, it is different than what it is doing here, right? So I'm just going to re-roll up a one once again and see if we get some different results. Meanwhile, one more another tip. So we definitely saw when we ran with multiple O what happens, but I'm going to run O's separately. These O, if you want to know what these O's do, again, I'll better instead of explaining, because I'll have to generate those results. You can watch my previous video, which is experimenting with O's. There you will find in detail what different combinations of O's does. And here I'm going to do same. I'm going to run multiple combinations and see what happens. Okay, so for first, so when we re-roll cat and chew again, as you can see, the engine itself is transformed again. And it's you can look at the detail right now. This lower part, neck part, is little curved as well, just to fit the face of the cat. Here it just put like cat is coming out of the door, and here it put the cat on top, like it is running, right? And here it tried to infuse the cat. So we are definitely getting different result, more cartoony style. While when we try train, it looks like putting train here and cat here and there, but the tracks and the train itself, the entire outlook is little more realistic kind of thing, right? So if you are interested in generating something cartoony style, something different, then I'll you can try chew in your arts, this keyword. So when we added so let's see our results with O's. So let's see this one first, right? When we add chew with these O combination, then you can see definitely results are changing in the sense here it put lot of zeros here, 100, and here the train is itself like zeros. But as you can see, more lights are, these round shaped lights are more clearly visible. As you can see, two, it looks like eye kind of lights. So definitely there is a change here. It tried to generate, I don't know, a train or what, but it put women in front because probably because of added O's. But it looks interesting to me. I'm going to re-roll it. Meanwhile, when we added multiple O's combination, so let's see what it generates. So I think I missed one O here. So separately I'm going to run, because in last video we saw these combinations work little better, but meanwhile it is running. As we can see here, again it is just putting O's. This looks interesting, right? So as you can see, it gave it eyes now, monster like eyes, and a mouth, and it looks like smiling, right? And here also it tried to put eye, like eyes here. These three doesn't seem to be have impacted much, but this one definitely is like monster, cute. Train itself is like living being and smiling, right? So this is interesting. And I ran it again with this one here. So as you can see, definitely now it is trying to change the outlook of the trains, not monstrous but little fancy and different. As you can see, these looks like eye to me, or it could be just normal, but definitely the train style has changed, right? Here also the train style has little changed. The front is more round, and here it looks like caravan kind of train, like caravan running on wheels, right? So definitely it is impacting the results, but not the way we might be expecting. Here again, as you can see, with these O's combination, it put chimpanzee here. I don't know with these gear why chimpanzee. Maybe gorilla, more than chimpanzee, maybe gorilla, because of added O. It is appearing like that. It is normal train, doesn't seem to be exciting, like different. I won't say exciting, but different. And here again we can see a monster, right? So slightly, if we add more of these, I think we are going to get more and more different results. So definitely we can experiment what combinations we want, how we want it, and I think we are going to get really good results. So one more thing I'll try, maybe tree, and I just want to see what happens when it mixes all of those. So I'm just also throwing ideas, like you can experiment and definitely share them with me. Like I would love to see what you come up with. So yeah, with these I think we are in some direction. We see the difference between using just keyword train and uh, chew, and we saw what happens when we add extra o's, what it does. And we also saw like using monster keyword, what it does when we use it with train, like more realistic kind of images, but here more cartoony style. So all those differences are there. Okay, now as you can see, when we added O so many times, and in previous video I showed you like O's that are related to owls and round eyes, cartoons, toons, all those things. And as you can see, since we added it so many times, it tried to infuse owl itself on the train, right? So it is not that neat and clean. It is neat and clean actually, it's not like out of place totally. But yeah, I think if we just re-roll it multiple times, we might see some kind of different results, and maybe we end up with something we really like. So as you can see here, one more thing, I am going to run tree train. So as you can see, when we run this chew with tree, we are getting like here tree is passing through, growing through the train. As you can see, the roots are here and it is passing through it. So while here, as you can see, again it is like this is trailer or train which is parked somewhere, and over the years it like started growing on it, top of it. And in, I think that is similar. So you can imagine like mid journey, the algorithm under the hood is able to understand like tree needs soil to grow. So in all of them, as you can see, there is soil present, not in these soil present, but in both of them we see root. The tree should be on ground, so it is generating the roots. Here also it is generating root. Here it is not visible, but sand is there. I believe there are roots here. If I upscale, I might see good details, right? So as you can see, it is like how smart the algorithm is. It is adding all those details, and how beautifully it has infused, right? Here the train, like this steel has been colored, or it looks like it is made of wood, right? You can see the front panel and all. So and here it put it all green because of the tree. And here this is just noticed, like it, this chimney looks like made out of wood, and from there you can see this bubble of cloud appear, right? So such a beautiful art and detail, like this is so amazing, right? It looks so amazing. I'm going to upscale it definitely later on. So when I reran it through with so many O's, again you can see three, for some reason only 1 out of 4 is appearing more monster like. But here as you can see, it is more monstery and it looks like lazy slug. As you can see, this portion looks a little like snail or slug, and eyes look like little lazy. So and it looks more like a bus, but the tires are of that of train, right? So this is interesting, like we are asking it to run, but it is too lazy to run, right? Amazing concept and art here again. When we run a tree with train, like so definitely this is somewhat similar to above, but not exactly. And see the differences here, it is not showing the roots here, just tree, realistic tree and realistic train. Here it tried to infuse, like front is there are some leaves or greenery here, but again I don't see roots here. Maybe these are root, but not sure, not clear that clearly visible. Here also like just trees appearing and no root. So as you can see the difference between the two, right? Here it is showing like train is running and tree appeared just between the or grew through them. But here it showed like little like train are parked, because here there are no tracks, right? So it's like train is parked and tree is passing through it. So with both, actually they somehow the model internally has learned something different. What it interpret here, it is interpreting the tree is growing through due to the old age or because the train is parked somewhere for very long. But that interpretation cannot be seen here because surrounding looks, there is proper tracks, there is proper surrounding. It looks more like train is running and there is a tree along with it, right? Here also you can see there are no routes, plus there is some dust, like train is running, so sand and everything is blown away by the wind. So so it again shows like train is running, but no routes are undergoing towards the ground or underground, right? So definitely there is some differences in interpretation. So these were some of my observations. So just like last time, I went crazy with O's, so let me run one more. So I'm going to repeat this keyword and I'm going to just run so many O's, and let's see what happens when we do that. And with this, we'll be calling it off for the night. Okay. This is interesting, like even such, I don't know what kind, I would love to see the data actually, why this, where this keyword is appearing, and why the interpretation is so different here. I'm going to re-roll it also just to see, for satisfy my curiosity. Is it just randomly it just created these images, or it is consistently keeping that theme alive, like train is parked somewhere, over the time tree grew out of it, because we clearly see the roots here, right? Okay, so this reminds me of one cartoon character. Actually, I'm unable to recall. I think that entire cartoon, I think it used to come on Pogo. It was based on trains only, and somehow with this, right, O's are related to monsters, O signify those kind of thing. And we are already passing train, which generates more cartoony style trains, not super realistic. Bottom ones are low, like from those cartoons. Maybe I'm unable to, I'm trying to recall the name, but I'm unable to. But if you know which cartoon was that, please do let me know in the comments. This one looks more simplistic, still normal train. Here's smoke is coming out here, from here smoke is coming out. I don't know why there is smoke coming out, but we can see the lights also, right? So maybe try to show like this train is running and there is another train or steam engine behind it. This came up like more googly like the entire, you can see how like it is round everywhere, right? So again it generated monster and it tried to bring some reality, like 3D structure to it. So this is beautiful, right? I wasn't expecting this, but yeah, I think Thomas was it. I don't know, maybe please do let me know in the comments. So now, as you know, I rerun this to check whether this theme is consistent or not. So it looks consistent, as you can see in all of them. Like this is abandoned track, and again stones are there. It looks little old as well, and again trees growing out of it. I do not clearly see the roots. Maybe something is here, but we clearly see it is old. It is not running anymore. And same here, as we can see here, the tree was so large, and you can say it has such a strength. It actually uplifted the train, and it is not touching the ground anymore, right? And we can clearly see the roots coming out. And it is also old, broken. As you can see, the tires are a little rusty, and also. And here also train is not running, there are no tracks nearby. Definitely I don't see routes that clearly in this one, but this looks old enough, right? So that consistency, that pattern is there here also. Like there are no tracks. Definitely this is also not clearly like train, but still, as you can see, the route is trying to reach the ground, right? So in all with tree chew in this combination, we can clearly see like somehow it is learning that if a tree is coming out of a train, then it can't be on track. It can't, train cannot be in such a fine condition to be run, so it must be old, left somewhere for some very old long time, right? But that kind of interpretation, that knowledge, that context is somehow missing here. So it makes me wonder, like, why or how it might be, why there might be such a difference. Was there such keywords in there? Only if I could get my hands on, I would have searched this keyword and see what kind of images in reality in the dataset existed. But definitely I don't have this. Maybe you can share it uh, with your friends and other, maybe make it viral so it reaches Midjourney team, and maybe if they can just share some data, some images from training with us, so it will be really helpful. So when I reran tree with train, I think now that interpretation is slightly coming out. uh, as you can see, this grass is taking over the train, but again here it is more realistic. Yeah, that interpretation is somehow coming up here. It didn't come up in first go, but here that is again interesting, right? Here in both times when I ran it, it could be due to sampling. I'm not taking enough samples here, like not running it many times. But in here in all the cases, it is clearly running, interpreting like train might may not be on in running condition. And also it is more generating image, more cartoony style, like little bit animated style, right? While again, as you can see here, this image is more realistic, like you can see, feel like the tree, right? Such a hyper realistic scenario it is. This is cartoony, this is realistic, at least the grass gives that feeling. But yeah, train itself and the tree does not give me that feeling. But yeah, background clouds, even the track little bit give that feeling. Here also again, surroundings give that feeling that it is more realistic, not the object. And here it is not train exactly, but yeah, definitely something just like above we saw it start to lose what train indicates. Here also okay, here like you can see it is on track. Here also, as you can see, it is generating the train on track. uh, Again, train on track properly. So definitely there is some difference between when we run tree train and tree chew. So there it more clearly understands like train can't be in running condition. Here that kind of feeling is little absent. Definitely it returns similar kind of result like on train and there are trees growing, but apart from that, as you can see in this one, right, this light is glowing, so it looks like the train is live itself, it is running, right? That kind of interpretation is little missing here. Again, I don't have very strong point of view why it might be there, but yeah, that is there. So this is all for tonight in the for this video. So please try these out, and I know you will be doing an amazing job with these. Whatever you generate or create, whatever you end up with, please do share it with me. You can try many more keywords along with it if you want, like it night time, or something like train is running out of the track or anything. Just whatever art you generate, do please share it with me. I'll share in the description section, I'll share my Instagram and Twitter, and even the hashtag place to express us. So when you share on Insta or Twitter, please do add that hashtag so that I can easily filter and see those images. So that's all for today. Thank you guys, thank you for watching. Have a great day.